So, taking your first steps in the game. You start off the game in this prison, and the basic, like, you know, teaching you through the mechanics, how, like using the left stick to move, etc., will prompt you as you're going through. You can see that my collection's getting updated because of all the things that I've got as the pre-order bonuses, and then it tells you that you've started it. At the top right, you can see the current quest that I'm on, Soul Shriven in Cold Harbour. Find a way to escape Cold Harbour. And at the top of the map, top of the screen, there was the little tracker showing where I needed to go. It's got an automated default voice channel for like joining local chat, etc. I've just not bothered with that, so I've just come out of it. I like to chat with me friends, but not with general people, because you tend to get the people who rant down the speakers, etc., etc. Emotes. I love emotes in games, and there's a nice way to just slot emote into a simple emote wheel, so that you can, you know, you can pick your favourites, because there's a load of different emotes that you can do. Either thumbs up, you know, gun to heads, etc., etc., dancers, eating, drinking, leaning, jogging, loads, more than you'll ever need. But everyone has their own favourites. I usually have stuff like, you know, yeah, I'm good, I like a dance, and I also like to have things like, you know, the, you know, well dones and grats kind of things. So set up the wheel, and as you can see, I'm just testing a few out there. So, but you can see that, you know, props, social ones, so you can blow kisses, congratulations, nod head. Congratulations is always a good one to have, because whenever you see people spark as they level up, it's nice to do like a little congrats thing. So you bring up the emote wheel, move it up to it, and that sets your emote off, so that people can watch you dance like an idiot in the middle of a jail cell while you're on your own and no one's around. Juggling flame, I quite like that one, it's quite pretty. Push-ups. And congratulate. Way. Woo. So yeah, it's a way to interact with people in a simple way. You can also do ones which will be useful in combat situations, you know, like pointing and beckoning. So we go towards the door, and then the person comes along to go, hey, oh, yeah, I'll help you get out. Hey, I've got the lock. Come on, out you come. And like I said before, you can see at the top there's that little bar. The white arrow shows the current quest. So if you head towards that, that's where you should be going. And obviously N, E, W and S are north, east, south and west. Now got your first weapon. Big huge sword. Raw. But before I follow off on the quest, I'm going to go around and explore. Always explore, because there's things like this that you can open and search and get some stuff. Some stuff will be junk, you can sell that. Some stuff will be useful. The worms and stuff that I've just got are used as bait in fishing. And as you choose an item, you'll see, like in the black border at the side, it brought up the details of what the actual item is. And it'll tell you what that item does, and if it's trash, it'll tell you it's trash. It'll tell you how much it's worth. So the combat system is, unlike, you know, MMOs like World of Warcraft, etc. I'm not having a go at World of Warcraft before any WoW head starts getting angry and moaning about me. Now, in your standard MMOs on PCs, yeah, combat, you can stand wherever you want, but when you're pressing the buttons to throw your fireballs, etc., it doesn't really make any difference. But there are some, like Age of Conan, etc., which where you stand determines how much impact you're going to have, and this is that kind of dynamic combat. You can move around the target. You know, if you're not aiming at the target properly, you won't hit them. So it's you know, you've got to really strategically think about how you're moving in combat. Hold R2 for a big attack, and there we go. Took him down. Yeah. Go looting again. Check on the table, see if there's anything that comes up. Yep, there's an alchemy bottle there. We'll have that. So that's giving me a sip of health. To be honest, I've not used many potions in the game. I never do on MMOs. Usually I'm that good that I don't die. No, I do die a lot. I just keep forgetting about potions. I will collect loads and loads and loads of them, and whenever someone says, oh, I could do with some potions, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I've got about 40 in my pocket, hold on, there you go. And I end up just chucking them, everything that I've collected. It also helps that most of the time I slot my characters with healing abilities anyway. so I don't particularly need health potions. I sometimes need, like, you know, your stamina potions or your mana potions in order to boost it up. Anyway, you talk to characters to get the next stage of the quest, and you can see that the you know, fully voice acted. There's a lot of detail and a lot of lore. You can either be one of these people who just click, 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 click until it pops up that message and tells you what the next stage of the quest is, or you can actually pay attention to the lore and really immerse yourself in the game. Even once you've been given the actual quest, sometimes there's characters like you saw there where they add additional options to talk to them, and doesn't give you anything more for the quest, but it does help you immerse yourself into what the story is. Now, I went through that quite fast because I'd done this a few times, so I knew what the story was. But I am one of those people who is annoying in a party of people who want to just rush through the game. Who's like, hang on guys, I'm just reading this, or I'm just listening to this character talk. So now I'm taking on one of the, like, Forge Masters, one of the boss battles. So it's a bit tougher, but nothing that I couldn't handle. And there we go, I just leveled up. You saw the big white spark and glow around me, which let me know that I'd leveled up. So leveling up, you get new skills and new character abilities. Leveling up, attribute points, you get 1 point per level that you do to slot into, like, your magicka, health or stamina, depending on what you want. And then you go into the skills thing. Every time that you go into a new menu for the first time, that pop-up box comes up to explain it for you. So these are all the different skills that you've got: your weapons, your shield use, your armour, what kind of armour you want to specialise in, your racial skills, and your crafting skills. So I've not got any major abilities at the moment, so I'm going to go up towards the top and choose something which is going to give me like a special attack. So at the moment I'm just doing basic sword attacks. So siphoning maybe. Shall we start with a bit of strife to steal life force, dealing 289 magic damage and healing? Or should I go for something a bit more aggressive? Give myself something for me two-handed sword, so a cleave attack. So as well as so we'll have this. Instead of having just like the standard like swiping of the sword, I've now got an extra ability which is slotted into the square button. You can choose which button you want to slot them all into, so you know, just by picking the skill, choosing to assign it to a different one. So I'm going to slot it, I think, into right one, so the top right button will give me that. I like to keep like me square, triangle and circle for like any long range attacks, whilst I'll use the shoulder buttons for, you know, close range attacks. So it makes sense that if I'm going to be using right 2 to hit with a sword, right 1 will be like me special cleave attack. And then we go through the section of the game.